Hey everyone, and welcome back to City Skylines. Sorry for the very long wait for the next episode. So in case you guys are interested in City Skylines, we're finally back. And today with the 8th episode of City Skylines, and you can see we are starting with a bit of a speed build. In case you don't know about this series, I'm just going to do a little recap, okay? So this series is actually a Let's Play that is focusing on building the city of Starbase. Starbase is the name for the launch site in Texas that SpaceX is building currently, and they're also planning to build a city in that area. Now, obviously, this is a lot more fictional over here. The map is actually South Padre Island, which is pretty much where it actually is. It's not the exact location, simply because I didn't find a suitable map. It's a little bit too much to the north here. But anyways, we're trying our best in terms of making this look fine and look great and so on and so forth. But also, I had some insane traffic issues here while we were growing the city, making sure that everything runs, that, you know, because it is a Let's Play, so management options are turned on and we need to maintain our city. But I had some real disastrous problems with the, infrastructure, which are not going to be solved. I can spoil that already. It's just me being too stupid with the traffic system in this game. I basically know the problems and I've found a solution for that, but this solution won't be there until episode number 15 or so, because I did pre-record quite a bit, and the only positive is that today's episode has a quite significant time-lapse part, so I can jump in with a recording that is quite timey, so to say. It's actually, I'm recording that the same day as the release of this episode, or to be fair, it's the evening before, but it's almost the same, okay? So yeah, we are here in this Starbase city, and I'm fixing some of the traffic issues by putting down a completely rework of the central highway that is going through the city, putting some roundabouts as traffic providers for going onto and off the highway, just making sure that this is a lot more fluid. For the most part it works, but for the very urban area where most people live, we still have the issue. Now, just to spoil you guys a little bit already, the main fix of this entire traffic disaster we have is not in this route over here. It's going to be in the central highway connector, which is the main problem we have at this point. So what I need to do in order to make it work is I need to basically create a complete new interchange that is providing access to every part of the city, and so that the people don't need to take this one single little lane that goes into the high density areas and then go out of this, because that is where the bottleneck is created. There's even not that much traffic at all in the central axis of this thing, so the main issue is that they all have to come via the highway, via one area, and I have to give them more options to go into the different living quarters, so to spread out the traffic a little bit more, but that means I need to do a complete rework of our interchange of the highway. But this is going to happen in the future, as I said. The next episodes will also be focused a bit more on the launch side. Again, we will have some warehouse facilities focusing on what SpaceX is doing as well in real life, and making sure that the launch infrastructure is provided nicely. I definitely have to check the workshop again if there's new stuff like launch pads and stuff. I really don't know if people keep providing this stuff, but in general I think it's still a very nice project to be focused around how a Starbase city could evolve in the coming years, with space tourism being a thing, and I think it's inevitable that this is becoming a real thing in the coming, let's say, 10 to 20 years, and so I have to make sure that this city is obviously a bit better planned. I mean, if you would go down the route of what SpaceX and Elon Musk is planning, you would see definitely a lot better infrastructure for the city, maybe even with this boring company, lots of tunnels and stuff. Maybe this is something I could invest into, or looking into that a bit more, making more tunnels work and so on and so forth. I think there are some solutions for the issues that could also be realized in City Skylines, but at this point where I was building this, and just to give you a brief idea of what I did, I actually binge recorded the first 14 episodes on like 3 days, ahead of the wonderful moment in my life where my daughter was born. So I just pre-produced all of that content in early March, and I just made sure that this is all, you know, kind of an ongoing project, because whatever I wanted to avoid is, like, I definitely wanted to avoid that City Skylines again is just a dead series after like 2 episodes. So I'm very sorry that it took so long. This was mainly, well, down to the fact, I'm gonna be blankly honest with you here, down to the fact that my channel was hitting a little bit of a problem. Now, let's quickly talk about that. If you guys are not interested in that, you know, skip forward like a minute or two, then we talk about this project again. But I just want to give you a brief insight on why I waited so long to bring back this series. So my channel is built around Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster, and Jurassic World Evolution does work, Prehistoric Kingdom does work as well, like all these games that are super similar, you know. City Skylines, however, even though it is one of my biggest loves, and I've played this quite often, is really not, you know, doing its job as it should for the channel, simply because I think the target group is, you know, not really there on my channel yet. So I really would have to push that forward a lot more. And so it appeared that since I had this all pre-produced and it was really constantly going to my channel, the views and the performance of that got lower and lower and lower. And how YouTube works, and this is a weird thing, if a video performs bad, it has effects for the next coming video. So these really weird performing City Skylines videos did have a bad influence on the Planet Zoo videos, and the Planet Zoo videos got worse, and so they had a bad influence again on City Skylines. And so what happened is that even though people wanted to see this, YouTube just decided to not push these videos out whatsoever, and the channel really went into basically dying out. Like, honestly, there was like at some point there was not a single video that went over 1,000 views, and I had people mailing me like why I'm not going to make new videos, and I'm like, hey dude, I've got a lot of new videos on my channel, but just YouTube wasn't pushing things. So I decided to go back for a couple of days only on Planet Zoo to make sure things run again, which is working just fine right now. And honestly, I can't tell you how much I hate this. Like, I would love to be here and just could say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just doing whatever I do and I just play the games I love and see where it's going. But despite the fact this is only my hobby, I don't want to kill my channel, if that makes sense, you know. I will never hunt down only the views and stuff. I would need to do some completely different things, but I want to maintain at least somewhat of a working channel, so I needed to do this for a moment. And now, as things are solved again, also Dioramas did a good thing here. I'm very much happy to bring back City Skylines. So that is just like a little bit of an explanation why I paused it for a moment, and I'm really not planning on pausing it again. I really would love that the performance of these videos is equally great, and then we can maintain this. I mean, they're all recorded, so I won't hide them from you. In order to help me, if you guys want to do this and if you like City Skylines, I would love to have, like, just let me know in the comments if you like City Skylines. That's the only thing you need to do. Put down that you like City Skylines, and I can connect this with you with a name that you guys want to see City Skylines more often in the future, or like, you know, I just also here to watch this next to all the other videos. It would be really great. Let the algorithm know that you like this stuff as well, and then things are easy, you know. Hit like button and whatever you want, say something in comments. And you can also hate on me how bad my infrastructure is, because it is freaking bad. It is ridiculously bad. Like, the infrastructure is like a nightmare. You can see I'm basically redoing every single thing here. As you can see, I'm just deleting everything just to make sure that, I don't know, things are working better. So yeah, I mean, it's a disaster. I'm not gonna lie, it is a freaking disaster, and I was just trying to make sure that everything works and everything is just nice and fine, and we have like a better infrastructure overall, but it just turned out to be a freaking disaster. There's nothing else I can say. It is definitely a disaster. But yeah, you can definitely tell that it was a lot of work for me to make sure that everything is connected. And I just decided then at the end of this episode that it would make sense to bring more living quarters and stuff back in, as I've deleted so much during the reverb or the rework of this entire thing. I just decided to open up into a new living area in this entire thing. So yeah, I'm basically putting this down now. It's going to be a completely new quarter for the people to live in. And you know, the reason why I did this is to provide like a way better traffic access into the next living quarters. And I was hoping that this could provide a bit of an extra traffic, how to say that, ease. Like actually I was hoping that it just kind of improves the traffic, because more people live in this traffic wise way better optimized area. So as you can see, this is now going to be one of my most experimental things I built in this entire series. Like I tried to set down something that is working as like a little, yeah, how to say that, like a quarter built around a roundabout, if that is the best description for that. But it's just like really interesting how this all turned out in the end. And yeah, I'm just quite happy that it works somewhat better, but again, it's not the final solution. So yeah, I mean, there's not that much I can speak about now, because the rest of this build is basically kind of, you know, making sure that the new living quarters are set in there, that there kind of is a little bit of a, you know, infrastructure given already for the future. And then yeah, we're just going to see where we're going. Also, I would need to have a lot of feedback from you guys, how you like the overall layout of the city, and if there's anything you think we can improve dramatically. If you have tips and tricks how to improve traffic, just in general, like general traffic tips, tips, put them down in the comments down below. It would be really lovely to hear them. And yeah, that's all I can say here in the time lapse. The last couple of minutes in the time lapse are focused on making this new living quarter. Again, as I said, it's traffic-wise a little bit of an experimental thing, working a lot with one-way roads and one-lane roads, so to say, and also making sure that we have connections to this roundabout in the center, and then there's like another roundabout a little bit further out, and then we have the highway in the center as well, so that everything, my idea was that everything kind of flows in a continuous circle, and you can go hop on and off at all points. It's just somewhat works really well, to be honest, and I really was hoping that people move into this living quarter just to ensure that, you know, there is a bit more kind of balanced traffic going on, which is not. So I definitely have to have another look into this. But as I said, there is a solution to that which comes later in this project. So whatever. I'm going to stop the voiceover here. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's time lapse. A little bit of a different one. But yeah, I'm going to see you in a couple of minutes in the real-time part. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I talk to you in the real-time part. Alright everyone, we are back here in the real-time part. As promised, we are going to have a little short look into the real-time part before we then move on to the next episode, actually, because yeah, as I said, this episode was a little bit of a different one, making sure that this is, you know, a little bit of a traffic overhaul. But I'm going to say I solved most of it, but there's one insane problem we still have, which I'm going to solve at some point. This one over here is an easy fix, but that one is, I don't really know what exactly is going wrong here, because they have a lot of opportunities to go elsewhere, but they just decide to go only that direction, and then they just stop over here. So the only chance I have to solve it on a quick note is just basically deleting that thing, and then they go where they need to go. But the problem is I still have no clue if they all go into this direction or what exactly they're doing. So yeah, again, I'm not really exactly sure where they're all going. I tried to make sure that I do get a better view of where to go, but yeah, I will say that I'm still not really sure what exactly this is. But you know, I'm going to solve that off screen and read myself a little bit more into the rules of it, because I'm quite sure they all go into this living area over here, and then we have our wonderful yeah, recycling trucks that, you know, they used to go here, but I changed a little bit, so they now need to go basically here somewhere. Also, let me just quickly turn off the day-night cycle and put the time of day back to 12:30. There you go, so you see it better. But anyways, just to, you know, give you a little short overview, what I did with the traffic overhaul is I basically enlarged this inner road, kind of, you know, going all the way through the city, and then we do have these you know, roundabout exit elements, I want to call them, you know, where they can go up and down, and you know, that's kind of the deal. And you can see that there are loads of people now coming into this area, which I'm not really sure what exactly is wrong with them and where they need to go. We have obviously this little pinnacle here, which I need to solve. They don't really do what they should do, and then they form this insane traffic jam. So I need to just give them a little bit of a better idea to go somewhere. I'm not sure if it's helping to get a connection from here to here, but the idea is that I think, you know, the biggest issue right now is that all of this here, this whole complex is going to be routed into the city via this destination, and that is obviously a little bit of a problem. So what I want to do is I want to give them a little bit of a different exit road here, and also different exit road here in the back, so that they can also you know, arrive the city over there. And I guess it's also maybe time to give them a connection via this area. I have no clue what they do with it. You know, well, we can test it, but I'm not really sure. What we still need to do is we need to form some monorails, and I want to just quickly do one road with you as like an example for what I'm going to do off screen, because again, this is something that is a little bit tedious for the episodes, and next episode will be focusing on the parks. You know, we're going to make this park, and this one in the center here. These are going to be like real parks, and I'm really looking forward to that. I finally have the landscaping tools working. I have no clue why they didn't work for a while, but okay, this is how it is. And you can see traffic, it's still not resolved, so I do have to make sure that this is somehow resolved. The rest really works pretty well. I mean, this inner city line is pretty cramped, as it, you know, as it always was, and because that's basically the connection from here to here. And I'm really not sure why they're not taking this area, but you know, that's something I have to deal with off screen. But the rest is mostly done. And if we now go to monorail and we are going to create a line, you can see we have a lot of monorail stations now all around, and I want to make one line that goes here, then it follows all the way here and goes to that one, and then it goes over to this one, then it connects back to that one, this one, and then it can go all the way back. So this is the first easy line. And you can see that this line over here is the, I call that the city roundabout, kind of like that, you know. And we're going to create a new line, which is basically going just from here to here and back. This is the direct living quarter connection, you know. And then we are just creating a new line, which is going to go from here to here and back. You know, that's the easy connection. I should actually also look into that to change the colors, because otherwise this is not gonna work fine. So we're going to make it this way. You can see this is the commercial line, commercial one. And this is going to be then, let me see if I got green. Green is that one. This is the living quarter, whatever, making sure that I know what exactly that is. And then we obviously have that one connected anyways, and I think this, you know, we can create actually one more line, which goes, which goes from, wait, can I just create a new line? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. There you go. Now this is connected, and we have like the fourth line, which is the beach side line. Wait, hopefully that's the right one. Let me just make that yellow. Yeah, that looks good. It doesn't go there. So it's the beach line. There you go. Nice. So we've got the beach line connected, and now we have a bit of a monorail connection. We still need to connect this bit down here. I will say that this is very underrepresented anyway, so we definitely have to look into that one. What is this building, by the way? This is a Biofuel Bus Depot. Yeah, we don't really have that many bus depots in the city, so I guess that's also a bit of a problem. And we can still see that this traffic jam is not going to be resolved. You know what I do? I will make a little quick break, and I will try to fix it right now, and then I'll be back with you. Alright, so I could not have done it any better. Actually, I solved it for a moment, but that is just a temporary win. Because, you know, the thing is, I still don't know where exactly they all go, but I basically did some things, and yeah, it created the next pileup, which is just over here. So I just tried to get them into the city via another route, which is over here, but this means they will all go into this area, and I will have to create some more intersections. But at the moment, we do have a huge traffic jam going into the industrial zone, and I'm just waiting until it all piles up, to be honest. So you can see they're all trying to go in here. They don't have any, you know, priority or whatnot. So basically, I'm going to delete this right away because that's just going to create some more issues than we already have, and then I will try to see what I can do with all the other stuff here. So what I have to do still is I have to still get a connection back in for those because I deleted that real quick to see what that does, but it really doesn't change much. So I'm just, you know, just putting that back in. I created some more, you know, exit ways to go back into the city, which I think, you know, I will do some more to go back in here, just like, well, that is not too clever, I guess. So you can see there's a huge pile up for everything, and it's a little bit of a finicky thing to do, to be honest, because I have really no idea how to spread it a bit more evenly, but you know, I will do this off screen. That makes no sense to bother you with all the time. This episode is already way too long anyhow, so let's call it a day over here, and we are going to move over into the next episode, which is building some parks, which hopefully is a very welcome change of space. Hey, I was looking at these things, change of pace, obviously. But yeah, let's do this, and then next episode we will be back to talk about. So see you there, see you after that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the traffic overhaul. I mean, it worked somehow. It's, you know, not the best thing ever, but it does work somehow, so that's a good thing. So yeah, I hope to see you next time around, and until then, enjoy your time, stay safe everyone, and goodbye.